Welcome to our house. This is the Screenplay Podcast. I'm your host, Evan Grenis, and with me as always, PGA Tour champion, Andrew Novak.
Yo, what's up? We are here. NFL draft is this week. We have an exciting part of the year where every team is supposedly getting better. Can't wait to talk about it. We got our big mock drafts this week, so let's get into it.
Please get on YouTube, like and subscribe at Screenplay_podcast. We are also on socials at Screenplay_podcast. This is part 2 of our 3-part annual NFL draft series. Like Andrew just said, another great episode for y'all coming up. We got our college football analyst, Taco, joining us today. We'll see what he tells us on these college kids, and we'll also be doing our full first round NFL mock draft. You can also play along too. We have our NFL draft challenge. First year we're doing this. It's on our website. Go to our website, thescreenplaypodcast.com. Click on the tab NFL Draft Challenge. The link is also on our Instagram story. You can check there to enter. $0 entry fee, $250 to the winner. See where you guys stack up. Analysts all over the world. It's going to be a fun time. Before we get into that, we're going to do a little golf talk. Last week, RBC Heritage, Harbortown, South Carolina. You finished tied for 16th place. Signature event, great field. Last year, you finished second. So you have some good play around this course. How was the tournament? Overall thoughts? I heard on the broadcast there was new greens this year. Is that true?
Yeah, Davis Love and the Love brothers, they did a little bit of a redo. I use that word lightly because they really did not change a lot. Maybe add a couple bunkers here or there, some slight changes, but they definitely went over it with a light touch, which was good because a lot of the guys like that place. I like the course. It feels like home to me. It feels very comfortable to me. I felt like in junior golf growing up in South Carolina, I played a lot of similar golf courses to that. And yeah, that kind of showed with my play. I played well. Sunday kind of kicked my butt. We caught a north wind on Sunday, and I'd never seen the course with a north wind, and it played a lot harder. So hopefully going forward in future years, if I get that again, I'll be a little bit, maybe better prepared and handle it a little bit better, but still a decent week.
Yeah, Sunday was a little tough, but you fought back there pretty good on the back nine there on Sunday to scratch out a good finish. Like you said, you've played a lot of golf courses like that growing up. So why do you think your game fits so well there?
Yeah, you got to think your way around it. It's positional golf. Just because you're in the fairway does not necessarily mean it's a good spot. You got to be left side to a right pin, right side to a left pin, setting up angles. You're sometimes thinking two shots ahead, and I like that.
So tied 16th last week at the RBC Heritage. This week, we're going back to another spot where you have some good memories. Zurich Classic of New Orleans. Last year, you won the tournament with Ben Griffin. You are back again this year playing with Ben Griffin. That's correct?
That is correct.
So what is the format this week? I know it's 2-man teams, but the format's a little all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah, it's same as it's been. So it's best ball first round, alternate shot second round, best ball again third round, and then alternate shot again fourth round.
Oh, there's 4 rounds. So this tournament does start on Thursday.
Yes.
So they don't even give you Thursday off to watch the draft. I mean, you're going to be
No.
watching it, I'm
But
sure.
we got a very early tee time. We got a morning tee time, and then I'm afternoon on Friday. So I will be good to go for the draft Thursday night.
What's the mindset on a week like this? Obviously, you guys won last year. Is it go out there, try to make as many birdies as possible? Is it a very similar to a PGA Tour
Yeah,
mindset? Is it a let's just have as much fun as
definitely,
possible and see what happens?
definitely more laid back this week because the team event. It's like a serious tournament for sure, but the team part of it, I guess, it makes it a little more fun, a little bit more laid back. I would say best ball day, you're definitely attacking, going for the birdies, but the alternate shot day can be pretty stressful.
All right. Well, good luck this week. Zurich Classic of New Orleans. Hopefully, get some good food down there in Louisiana. Get some good weather, and we'll hope to see you guys defend on Sunday afternoon. All right. With that, we are going to bring in our college football analyst, Patrick Taco Taiedo. He will be calling in. Let's see if we can get him on the line here. Taco, are you there?
Gentlemen, calling in from an undisclosed location this afternoon. Hope y'all are doing well.
We are. We appreciate having you on. Hopefully, you've been researching, getting all your knowledge on these college kids going into the NFL draft. How you feeling about it?
Pretty good. Skill position wise, I feel like this is definitely not as intriguing of a group as usual, especially the quarterback position, as we'll get into. But I think there's a lot of good players on the lines of scrimmage that we'll get to.
So, for the folks listening, last year we had Patrick Taco Taiedo on. He gave us some good nuggets. He gave us, he told us Harold Fannin Jr. was the best player in the draft last year. That just did not disappoint. Harold Fannin Jr. went to the Browns, had a great year. You also said seventh rounder Kyle Monangai will hit. He went to the Bears, and I would say he definitely hit in his rookie year. So let's get some of your thoughts here on the NFL draft. First off, I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson? Do you think he's a round one quarterback? What did you see out of him this season in college that you either like or did not like?
Yeah, so I think he's going to go in the late first round. I think someone will take a chance on him. Maybe Pittsburgh will draft a quarterback in the draft city, get the fans going. But I did have a question for y'all on Ty Simpson. So he started 1 year at Alabama. Can y'all name the last 3 quarterbacks drafted in the first round who started 15 games or less?
This is going to be an Andrew question.
Anthony Richardson, Mitch Trubisky, and probably somebody else that was super disappointing.
You got 2 of the 3.
When was the other one more recent or
It's more recent than Trubisky.
More recent than Trubisky. Ooh.
They had a big COVID showcase game.
Oh.
Because their season got canceled that year.
Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to struggle with this one. Who was it?
Trey Lance.
Yes. Okay. Fair.
So, I mean, Simpson was really good early on in the year. He struggled a little bit, Alabama game, and then they got absolutely smoked by Indiana at the end of the year. I feel like he was pretty good at reading defenses and with all his checkdowns and medium throws, but the deep ball was the one thing that I think is going to be holding him back at the next level. I do think someone's going to take a chance on him. I just thought that was interesting with the lack of starts with other guys, if he's going to fall into that group or if he's going to break that trend there.
Yeah, definitely a red flag with the number of starts there compared to Fernando Mendoza or even some of the other quarterbacks taken in recent years. Also, standing at 6'1", how do you feel about that? Do you think that's an issue or is that just a number?
I mean, I think he'll be fine with that. I'm not. I mean, I know a lot of teams are worried about those types of intangibles, but there's plenty of guys who've been able to throw at that height.
All right. So if you were a general manager on these NFL football teams, what other quarterbacks other than Mendoza, other than Ty Simpson, would you take a shot on in some of these later rounds?
Okay, the first 2 I was going to go through, I wouldn't say are really shots, but I think, and I know Nani kind of sent over a list with 4 guys that he thinks could be in the league for a bit, and I agreed with him on 2 of them. Garrett Nussmeier, I think, could be a backup for a while in the league. I think at LSU he was hurt a good bit in his career. And I think, I mean, he comes from a coaching background. I think his dad coaches on the Saints, maybe. His dad's in the NFL somewhere. I think he can hang around the league for a while. And the other one is his boy, Carson Beck. Everyone's going to point to the 3 late game turnovers this year he had. But I think, and the arm strength is a little bit limiting, but I think he knows the playbook well. Like, he's been able to adjust to a couple different systems, and I think he can be in the league for a long time coming in off the bench. And then I do have another one that's way off the radar. I really want you to try to pronounce this guy's name, Krennis, but he's coming from Rutgers, so after Monangai last year,
Let me look it up real quick.
Okay.
Rutgers quarterback 2025. Let's see if this name pops up. Oh man, Drew, this is gonna be a tough one to say. Is it Ethan? Oh man, Ethan Kaliak Manis. Ethan Kaliak Manis.
The last name was not bad. It's Athen.
Athen. Oh, you can't throw Athen in there. It's spelled different than Athens, Georgia. It's for the viewers listening. It's Athan. So I said Athan Kalimakis. How do you say this?
Athen Kaliakmanis.
All right.
So he's his. You can call him the Greek Rifle. That was his nickname in college too. That'll be easier to say if he does make it in the league. I do think he'll definitely get picked up as a free agent, maybe late 6th, 7th round. Started his career at Minnesota, who is like notorious for running a very pro style offense. I think what was the guy's name? Brosmer.
Max Brosmer, yeah, he got a start with the Vikings this year
It was an
Yeah,
ugly
so
one.
he
But
after being a practice squad guy, basically.
yeah, so he was in the league, and then
Mm-hmm.
he really struggled honestly when he was at Minnesota a couple years ago, and then his last 2 years at Rutgers steadily improved each year. I think he had 20 touchdowns, 7 picks this year, but he had like no help on that offense. Monungai was off the team. Their offensive line was terrible. Their defense was like the worst in the Big Ten, and he put up some pretty good numbers. 6'4", got the tools. I'm not saying he's going to pan out, but I think if you're taking a shot on somebody late in the draft, I think he's one to keep your eye on.
I like that. It's a good little nugget there. You somehow every year pull out these Rutgers players. I don't know how much Rutgers football you're watching, but you like your Rutgers guy up there in Jersey.
Who doesn't love a big noon kickoff?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So we all know Jeremiah Love. His name's been floating around for months. Obviously going to go very high in the draft. He's going to go early. What other running back names should we be on the lookout for later rounds, basically rounds two and on?
Yep. So a guy I think could go second day, maybe will fall third day. Wake Forest running back Damon Claiborne. And both these guys are a little bit smaller, but have good ability receiving out of the backfield and are all-purpose guys and can help on kickoffs too.
Claiborne's absolutely a kickoff threat.
And Wake's is kind of similar to where their offense was very one-dimensional this year. No passing threat, so they were stuffing the box against him, and he still put up pretty good numbers in the ACC. And then the other guy going a little off the board to the American, Robert Henry Jr., UTSA.
Love this guy.
I know it's going to be a little bit of a step up in competition, but I think he averaged over 100 yards a game this past year, put up really good numbers, also had like a couple hundred yards receiving. So I think he's probably a third day guy, but I think he's shown the ability to put up some big numbers, and if he gets in the right system, could work out for him.
I like it. So what other offensive players in this draft do you think are going to hit at the next level? This could be round 1 guys. This could be day 2, day 3 guys. But what guys do you think this is a lock? These guys are going to hit. They're going to be good players in the NFL.
Okay. I'll go to the offensive line, which, going to be frank, I'm not super knowledgeable about, but there's a bunch of offensive linemen that are going to go in this first round, I think. I'll go with Caden Proctor from Alabama, mostly from the fact that he started at Alabama. Once Saban left, he transferred to Iowa for like 3 months and then came back to Alabama. And there's just something about an Iowa offensive lineman. I think in those 3 months, he got all the superpowers and is going to... He will be good to go in the league. I know there's a couple other ones. I think there's 2 Utah guys that are going to go pretty high as well. But that's the one that I'm keeping my eye on. And then I'll hit 2 receivers real quick. I know he's not going to get the love that Jeremiah Smith will next year from Ohio State, but Carnell Tate, I think, is the best wide receiver in the draft. I think it doesn't matter where he goes. I think he'll be a good fit. And then later in the first, maybe second round, Casey Concepcion. I think he's going to surprise some people because he had an awful quarterback at A&M this past year. But also similar to Claiborne, I think he had 2 or 3 kick returns last year for touchdowns. And he also had a bunch when he was at NC State as well. So I think he's a little bit lower down the board on wide receivers that I'm super high on.
I like it. Let's go to the other side of the ball. Defensive players in this draft that are going to hit on Sundays.
So I'll bring Nani in for this one because I don't understand the Ruben Bain hate. Everyone was obsessed with his hand size throughout the combine, but every time I saw him, he was mauling guys on the line of scrimmage all year. So
it's an arm length thing, but if you look at it by wingspan, it's not an issue. I don't know if I've ever seen anything as dominant. I don't think that there was a more useless play in college football this year than running the football at Reuben Bain. Maybe running the football at Keldrick Falk, but it's essentially 1A and 1B. Running the ball at him was not going to work, and then you get in 3rd and long, and the quarterback's going to get assaulted. So, yeah, I'm in agreement.
And then the other one I had to go back to the MAC, of course. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren for Toledo. Just have to give props to a guy staying at one of those schools for 4 years in the modern college football landscape, and he's going to maybe be a first-round pick, maybe early second round, but just having a safety that stayed at one of the smaller schools for 4 years, had to give him a shout out on here.
It feels like Toledo every year just pops off one defensive player in the first round. It feels like they're good for that every year. Am I wrong?
Toledo's had a few, and they've had a few pan out. I mean, people like to rip on him, but Deontay Johnson, I mean, that's a Toledo player that absolutely hit in the NFL. I know he had some drop issues and whatever. And
Kareem Hunt as well.
Butt of some jokes. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So last year, Taco, you gave us Kyle Monangai, who was a 7th rounder out of Rutgers, went to the Bears and had a successful rookie year. Who's a late round guy that just nobody's looking at that you think could pop this year?
Okay, so I've got 3
Let's hear
on
'em.
here. First one, have to respect the troops. Eli Heidenreich out of Navy. He did everything for that offense. Obviously, it's going to be a completely different system. Not sure where he's going to fit in, but I think he might get picked up late 6th or 7th round potentially. Another guy who's been kind of disappointing in college, but I think could have more to do with the Mike Bobo offensive system. Oscar Delp didn't put up great numbers at all in college compared to what he was projected to do, but I think his game could translate to the next level. And then the last one, I'm really hoping your Patriots draft him just because of the name, but wide receiver out SMU, Jordan Hudson. There are so many jokes there that just need to happen.
With all of the Mike Vrabel stuff going on right now, I don't know if they need that type of press. That's a good one. I like that. Jordan Tyson. Where is he from again?
No, Hudson.
Jordan Hudson.
Jordan Hudson.
He's from wide receiver, from SMU.
SMU.
Ooh, SMU. They beat your.
He's kind of bigger body, isn't he?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah, more, yeah.
Did he do anything against?
He gave Miami fits this year.
I was gonna say that was one of the games Miami dropped. So.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. Taco got some jokes there. All right, last question here before Taco hops off. What are some top prospects that people are talking about right now that you just don't get the hype on, that you think they're going to get that bust label here in their first year or two?
So I think you were reading my mind earlier because I had Jordan Tyson on this list out of Arizona State. A lot of injury issues. His production went a little bit down from two years ago. He was really good when they made the playoffs. Struggled a little bit this past year. I know I might just hate Arizona, wide receivers from Arizona, because I had some strong takes against Tet McMillan last year. So that could be it. And then Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon, tight end, he's getting a lot of love. And I mean, maybe if he gets in the right system, he'll be great. But they're talking about him being like one of the top 10 tight ends in the league immediately. And I don't see it.
But if you call him a wide receiver, do you like him as a player?
I mean, now we're going in the Kyle Pitts route.
A little bit.
So, I mean, I like him more in that role, but he could pan out, but I think a lot of that is system dependent.
Do you like the Vanderbilt tight end more than Kenyon Sadiq?
Yes, Eli Stowers is a beast.
He's definitely more of a true tight end.
Yes, he can do it all. And I'm trying to remember where he transferred in. Was he also at?
He was a quarterback at A&M, I want to say.
Yeah, and then I think he was at New Mexico State with Pavia, I think.
He was at New Mexico State. I think he said, I watched something on him today. He got like an injury and then transferred to a tight end position, and it's obviously worked out well for him there. Interesting. So Kenyon Sadiq getting a lot of hype. His combine, he went crazy. So maybe that's why he's getting so much hype, but you don't think he's going to pan out like people are thinking.
His combine was good, but especially if you compare it over to like tight ends, but It's still freakish if you compare it to wide receivers, but it definitely falls more in line with something you might see from a wide receiver. He's kind of a tweener, but in the right system that can pan out well. You just need an offensive coordinator that knows how to utilize something like that and can get the most out of it.
All right. Well, Taco, we appreciate you coming on our annual NFL draft series. Like always, is there any last words that you need to give our listeners before you head out?
No, I appreciate you guys having me on, and Nani, I look forward for you paying for my flight to the Scottish Open next year.
Yeah, Andrew, he did say if anyone can get a perfect draft. So Andrew last episode said if anyone can get a perfect draft that he will fly you out to any PGA Tour event you want and you will have tickets all week. Taco is claiming that I will go to the most expensive event to fly you out to.
That'd be so fun, Taco. If you do it, we'll go out to the Scottish Open and we'll go play North Berwick as well early week. So bring your clubs.
Sounds like a deal to me. I'm a lot better on greens that roll an 8.
All right, we appreciate you coming on. Have a good one, and we will see how these predictions pan out starting on Thursday for the NFL draft. All right, that was good. Taco brought some jokes too. I didn't expect that. Probably had 3 or 4 jokes in there, but a lot of good nuggets. We'll see how that works for the NFL draft on Thursday, starting April 23rd from Pittsburgh. Okay. I think that's hilarious how he's like, I'm going to get a perfect draft and you bring me to the most expensive one.
I mean, if anybody gets perfect, like they deserve it because that would actually be the craziest thing. Like, I don't know, like if you put $5 on every pick and just hit every pick, like, I mean, what you'd end up with probably more than whatever, significantly more than whatever it's going to cost me to fly out somewhere. So.
All right, let's get into some gambling.
You've earned it if you hit every
Let's
pick
get into
perfectly.
some gambling. Speaking of it, total offensive players. I was looking online. Right now the line it's around 14.5. These are going to give some spoilers right to our mock draft. Our mock draft is coming up next, but we're getting into some gambling here first. So total offensive players over under 14.5. What do you have?
Yeah, I went way over this. I actually have 18 in mind, so I'm definitely taking the over on this, and I am like significantly over this.
Yeah, I am too. I'm at 19, and I feel like because maybe some of the offense is in the NFL draft this year isn't as great, like some of that talent might go earlier. Maybe that's why we're seeing higher numbers. I don't know, but yeah, I'm way over this as well. I'm at 19. So, let's go to the next one. This is an interesting one. Total quarterbacks taken in the first round. Right now, the line is set at 1.5. So we're either banking on Ty Simpson going or we're not. What do you got here?
Yeah, this is definitely one of those spoiler ones. I actually do have over. I have 2 quarterbacks going in the first.
I have over as well. I have him going in the first. I want to say if I was a GM, I don't think I would take Ty Simpson just because of his measurables and his starts. So if it was up to me, it would be 1. But I think someone's going to take him somewhere in the first round. Total running backs taken. The line is the same here. 1.5. What do you got?
Yeah, I saw this line was juiced pretty heavy to the under. I do agree with the under. I've only got 1 going in the first. I think it's possible it could get to 2, but I definitely am not surprised to see it juiced to the under.
Same. I'm on the same there too. I got 1. We know Jeremiah loves going early. We'll see if another one's taken late, but we're not thinking so right now. And then wide receivers, line is 5.5. This is actually a good line. I was going through it. I think it could fall either way here. What do you got?
Yeah, even though I went well over on the offensive players, I am under on the wide receivers as well. I only have 5.
Interesting. I fell on the other side of it. I'm going over 5.5 wide receivers. So I got more taken than you do in this first round. All right, Mr. Irrelevant. I looked at it, and who has the last pick? It is the Denver Broncos, and they actually have the last 2 picks in this NFL draft. They have pick 256 and 257. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to stay there, but for right now, the Broncos have the Mr. Irrelevant pick. What position do you think they're going to go?
Yeah, so I did this last year. I'm doing one better than the position. It is hilarious because Taco brought it up earlier. I have running back out of UTSA, Robert Henry Jr. going as the last pick of the draft,
Okay.
who Taco actually highlighted as one of the guys he liked. I like the guy too. I think he's a very good running back. He may end up going earlier than this. He could be a 5th, 6th round pick, but That's who my pick is for Mr. Irrelevant.
I don't have a name here, but I got linebacker plus 800. If they got 2 picks there to finish it off, I think a linebacker is likely what they'll take in that last pick, Mr. Irrelevant. All right, lock bet of the NFL draft, dealer's choice. What is your lock bet of the 2026 NFL draft?
Yeah, so really the offensive over is probably close, considering as how much over it I am, but I actually went one deeper than that. I'm going offensive lineman taken in the first round over 7.5. I have 9, and I almost could have had more looking through it. That's at minus 155. That seems like a lock to me. I felt pretty comfortable that I'm getting 9 plus.
All right, I got a great one here, and I think I think I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna put some money on it. We heard Taco say that Jordan Tyson is gonna be possibly labeled bust. He's not sure about him. On DraftKings right now, Jordan Tyson, his number is 8.5 over under. So I think he's gonna go over 8.5. I don't see him going anywhere in the top 9 picks, and that's plus 150. So great value on that. I want to read this off. 2022 multi ligament knee tear, ACL, MCL, PCL. That was in 2022. 2024 broken collarbone. Last year lingering hamstring issues. Only started 9 games. If you're getting hurt that much in college, like I feel like GMs are going to be worried about that. Like how's that going to translate to the NFL? If you're getting hurt this much at that level, how much are you going to be playing at on Sunday? So I got Jordan Tyson over 8.5 at plus 150. All right, this is it. Part 2 of our annual NFL draft series. We are getting into our mock draft.
Oh, man.
You can play along at the screenplaypodcast.com. Click on the tab NFL Draft Challenge, $0 entry fee, $250 to the winner. You fill out your mock draft, see how you do against us, Taco, all the analysts around the world. But before we do this, I'm sorry, this is going to cause a little short in the audio for a second, but I got to put on my sport coat for this.
And I want to apologize to any listeners.
Okay, sport coat is on.
So, could you hear that jazz band in the back? I am in New Orleans this week, and they just decided to run a percussion jazz band just straight out my window. I don't know if that was coming through on the audio, but sorry.
If that's the case, that was perfect timing for my sport coat entrance.
It's been going for like the last 3 minutes, so.
That is very New Orleans. That makes sense. All right, mock draft. First pick in the NFL draft, the Las Vegas Raiders. This is where like your teacher gives you a freebie on the test just so you feel good about it.
This is the free square.
This is the free square. Everybody should have the same answer here. Las Vegas Raiders quarterback Fernando Mendoza, Indiana. What do you got?
Fernando Mendoza, quarterback, Indiana.
Not much talking on that. Let's get to pick number 2, the New York Jets. Where are they going for you?
And number 2, I think it's kind of 50-50. It's either David Bailey or Arvell Reese. Me personally, I think David Bailey is the better player. So since it's the Jets, I have them taking Arvell Reese, linebacker edge at Ohio State.
It's funny. That's kind of my exact same thought. I was thinking David Bailey's the better player, so they're probably going to take Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. So we are locked in there. 2 for 2 on our first 2 picks. Pick number 3.
We have our first trade of the NFL draft. This is a big one. This is the Novak lock here. Kansas City. How many times are they going to pick in the top 10 in the next 6-7 years? Probably never. They have Mahomes. They're expected to compete. This may be their only chance to get a guy. They have pick 9, and they have a second pick late in the first at 29. If you pair 9 and 29, move up to 3 and go get David Bailey, go get your pass rusher, go get your difference maker. I think this is the move of the draft here. Looking at Jimmy Johnson's draft value sheet, 9 and 29 comes out pretty darn close to 3. You might have to package like a few little things, later picks or whatever, but it comes out pretty close. You go get your one guy, your one difference maker that's going to make your defense a serious threat.
I think you stole what I said last week. That's what that was my prediction moving up last week, and I was about to do the same thing. I have it down here too. First trade in the NFL draft, I have the Chiefs moving up to 3 with the Cardinals.
All right, I don't like it anymore because you're doing it.
I said this last week.
I was so excited about this, man. I don't listen to you when you talk.
That's exactly what I said last week. I was like, I think the Chiefs are going to
All right,
trade.
now I feel way worse about this. I need to change this.
I swear, we did not talk about this prior, but I got Chiefs trading up to 3 with the Cardinals to grab edge David Bailey. Yeah, we're in lockstep here. I swear we didn't talk about that prior.
Oh boy.
All right, let's move on to
All right.
pick number 4.
All right. Well, we're not going to stay the same here because I zagged where the obvious pick is probably Jeremiah Love, and that probably is what it is, but that's not what I'm going to do because I'm somewhat biased, and I think Tennessee should go another way and get playmakers later for Cam Ward. I'm going Sonny Styles, linebacker, Ohio State to Tennessee here. They do need a linebacker. It's a bit of a reach. Dude's a freak, though, and it's not just a combine freak. I mean, he also had an insane tackle rate this year. He's a very good player, standout player to me. I think the Titans take him at 4.
Interesting. Yeah, a lot of people have Jeremiah Love going here. I did not go that direction either. I was looking at their depth chart. They have some running backs. They have Pollard. I don't think it's their biggest pressing need right now. I don't think the running back position is exactly where they should hit it for. So I got him going best wide receiver in the draft, helping out that wide receiver room. I got him going wide receiver Carnell Tate out of Ohio State.
I would love that pick for Cam Ward. At 5 here, New York Giants. They're taking one of my favorite players in the draft here, Caleb Downs, safety out of Ohio State. Getting that second pick gives them a little bit of flexibility here. I think that lets them go get Caleb Downs here and really fill a need for them, get a playmaker that is going to be in the NFL for a long time.
Giants, you had them going pick 4. I think this is a statement pick here for the Giants. I think this is John Harbaugh. They're trying to get back to the big, bad, mean G-men, and this is where they take linebacker Sonny Styles out of Ohio State. That's 3 Ohio State players going in the top 5 for me. So I got Sonny Styles going 5th to the Giants.
Yeah, 6. I've got the Browns taking Carnell Tate, wide receiver, Ohio State. If he's there, I think the Browns have to address the need at wide receiver and go that way. So Carnell Tate to the Browns makes too much sense to me.
I got the Browns going to the offensive line, taking the first offensive tackle. They, at one point a couple months ago, they had either one or no offensive tackles signed. They have some serious issues on the front line there. If you can't protect the quarterback, you can't get the ball to the wide receivers. So I got him going Francis Mwaga out of Miami, offensive tackle to the Browns.
That's not how you say that name.
How do you say that last name?
Maui Noah.
Maui Noah. I mean, me with pronunciations, if you've listened to this podcast
terrible.
for 3 years.
Taco is going to love that, though. He could not wait to
say it one more time.
These names. Maui Noah. It's pronounced with an N instead of a G, sort of. Now, why you would have any way of knowing that, I don't know.
Yeah,
but yes,
just in general, if you've watched this podcast for years, my pronunciations is terrible. Going back to I thought the Guillotine League was pronounced guillotine. Apparently the L's are silent. How am I?
You called him Jamar Gibbs for a long time too, and we just let that go for a bit.
All right, so I got Browns taking offensive tackle Francis. I'm not even going to say it. Offensive tackle Francis out of Miami.
All right, at 7, I've got the Commanders filling a need here, taking one of the more talented players in this draft, Jeremiah Love, running back Notre Dame. I think this creates a very fun dynamic in that backfield. Hopefully takes a little bit of pressure off of Jaden Daniels, maybe a few less hits. Yeah, absolute playmaker there.
I've got the same pick here. Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame, running back going to the Commanders. You pair him with Jaden Daniels, that's going to be a nightmare for the other team's defense, just trying to guard those two, figuring out what's going on there. So I think that would be electric.
All right, at 8, I have the New Orleans Saints, and as a Panthers fan, I don't know if I love this, but I've got the New Orleans Saints taking Ruben Bain, edge out of Miami. If they draft him Thursday night, he flies into New Orleans Friday to meet the team, come to the facility and all that stuff. I can hook him up with tickets Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever he wants. He can come out to the Zurich Classic this week, come say, hey, Ruben Bain going to the Saints.
I got the Saints going another direction here. I think they need some help in that wide receiver room. Let's give Tyler Sugg a shot, see how good he really is. Last year I thought he was pretty good, but let's see what he can do. Their wide receiver room tends to get dinged up a little bit. This guy's been, he had a weird combine with some weird interviews, and then people have kind of gone quiet on him, but I think he goes pretty early, and that's Mekhi Lemon out of USC. I got him going down there to the Saints. I think he's really going to flourish in that system.
Yeah, so here at 9, this is where I now have Arizona taking Kansas City's pick. So Arizona getting a guy who very well they may have taken at 3, and that's Francis Mauigoa. So they still end up kind of working out, getting a bookend tackle for whatever quarterback they end up having, taking Mauigoa at 9.
Again, I have the Cardinals here as well. We both had that trade somehow. I got him going tackle as well, different name. I got Spencer Fano out of Utah. I think those Utah guys, I think they want to stay west, and the Cardinals obviously out there on the west. So Spencer Fano out of Utah, tackle for the Cardinals at that 9th pick after the trade.
All right, pick 10. This is the Giants' second pick. I have them going wide receiver, boosting that room, giving Jackson Dart another weapon to work with, and that's Jordan Tyson. He's been rumored a little bit to the Giants. I think it makes a ton of sense. It'll be interesting because he's been a target hog pretty much his whole career in college. So now going somewhere with Malik Neighbors, it'll be interesting to see how that works out. But look, if you got 2 studs at wide receiver, that's not a bad problem to have. So Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Arizona State.
I got him going wide receiver as well. I just have a different name here. I have Denzel Boston out of Washington. So my thought here is, listen, Malik Neighbors is kind of injury prone and Jordan Tyson is injury prone. Like, I can't put both those guys in the same room. Like, I don't know if they're both going to be on the field. I don't think it makes a ton of sense to go another injury prone wide receiver. Denzel Boston out of Washington going to the Giants.
Wow. That is a pick. All right. At 11, I have Miami. I have the Dolphins. They also need wide receiver help. They truly don't even have a wide receiver room at this point. I've got them taking Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver out of USC. This would be a great pick for them. This is a playmaker for Malik Willis, which they desperately need.
At this spot, Dolphins need help basically everywhere, so I got him taking best player available here at 11. For me, safety Caleb Downs is still on the board out of Ohio State. I think he'll be there for a long time. Caleb Downs, safety to the Dolphins at 11.
Yeah, that would if Downs is there at 11, that's definitely a slam dunk pick. That would be very good for the Dolphins. At 12, I have the Dallas Cowboys. I've been harping the whole time on them taking a pass rusher, and then I don't have them taking a pass rusher here. I've got them taking the number 1 corner on the board. I could mess up this name actually. Mansour Delane, I believe, cornerback out of LSU. I'm not sure on the pronunciation of that name, so I'm not going to get on you for that when you also probably butcher it later. But good talent out of LSU. Take defensive backs out of LSU. They usually work out.
I'm going to call it the same way. Cowboys cornerback out of LSU, Mansour Delane. I don't see any other teams taking him before the Cowboys get to him, and I feel like the fact that he falls to 12.
I think
the Cowboys.
I think if the Chiefs don't move up, Chiefs at 9 is definitely a possibility. And the Dolphins technically at 11 if they don't go wide receiver. But yeah, the cornerback landing spots aren't like super prevalent.
I really like that landing spot. Cowboys always seem to nail their first round picks, but if he falls to them at 12, I'm sure they're going to be super stoked with that. They need that help there. So we both got the LSU cornerback going 12 to the Cowboys.
All right, here at 13, I debated a trade because it's the Rams and who knows, they don't care about actually making picks. But instead, I do think that they could use some help at tackle. So I've got Spencer Fano, tackle out of Utah, going to the Rams here, boosting that offensive line.
The Rams, I think they're set up great for a Super Bowl run. The only thing that really derails Super Bowl runs is when your offensive line gets beat up. So I have them taking offensive tackle as well, kind of just as like an insurance policy. Let's make sure we stay healthier this year. I got him going Monroe Freeling out of Georgia. I think he's like 6'7", monster of a human being, good feet. So I think he's out there in the Rams. It's funny, a lot of people have Rams going wide receiver, and I couldn't see it happening there at 13. So
the way my board fell, I think clearly you were just significantly higher on Denzel Boston than I am. So
I don't know if I was higher on Denzel Boston or lower on Jordan Tyson. It's just
that's At 14, we both had this as lock picks for two different guys. I'm sticking with my pick, Vega Ioane, offensive guard out of Penn State. They need help on the interior offensive line. That'll open up some nice holes for Derrick Henry. This is a good pick here for Baltimore, and just makes a ton of sense to me.
So I was doing my research the past couple days, and the more I looked at it, the more I was like, man, the Ravens have holes that they need to be filled, and Kenyon Sadiq is probably not. It's probably not the right pick. I don't think they're going to do Kenyon Sadiq anymore. So I got him taking offensive tackle Caden Proctor out of Alabama. There at 14. I've come
I
around.
swayed you.
I don't know if it was you've swayed me or I was looking at the depth charts and I'm just like, man, they need tight end production, but I think that's a pretty crappy pick for them to do there at 14 with everything else they need. They lost Linderbaum. They have another offensive tackle that had a bad injury. Yeah, so I got him going Caden Proctor out of Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, it makes some sense. All right, so next up at 15, I have the Tampa Bay Bucks going Keldrick Falk, edge out of Auburn. This is maybe a touch early for where some people have, but I think the fit is good. Tampa Bay needs it. Todd Bowles has lacked a little bit of defensive identity with the Bucks in recent times. They've really been a more offensive team. I think that this really helps their run defense. He's definitely more on the run defensive side of things, but gives him a good player that will probably play in the NFL for a long time and be a very strong run defender. So it's, in my opinion, a pretty safe pick for the Buccaneers here.
All right, this is where I do have Ruben Bain falling just because of all the talk. And if he falls 15 to the Bucks, stays down there in Florida, I think they snatch him up. They need some edge rush, Ruben Bain Jr. From Miami to the Buccaneers. That would be a great hit for them if they could get him down there at 15. That's where I see him going.
Yeah, that would be steal of the draft right there. At 16, I have my second trade of the NFL draft. I have the Philadelphia Eagles moving up from 23 up to 16 with the Jets here and taking Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle out of Georgia. I think this would be huge for fixing their offensive line, getting the offensive line squared away. I think Freeling's a good player. Him still being there available in that 16 range is reasonably likely, but I think that he fits maybe the kind of lineman that the Eagles have kind of become to be known for a little bit. It makes a lot of sense for me and it'd be a good move, especially knowing that Detroit is likely positioning to maybe take an offensive lineman as well at 17, next pick.
Jets, I got them staying here at 16. People are probably thinking they could possibly go quarterback. I don't. They have some wide receiver needs. Jordan Tyson's still available, but they're not going Jordan Tyson. They're going Omar Cooper Jr. out of Indiana. He's going to the Jets. I like the guy. I like the player. I feel bad for him that he's going to end up going to the Jets there at 16, but that's what I got.
Yeah, keep that thought for a little later. At 17, I do have the Detroit Lions going offensive line. I think they need it. I've got them taking Caleb Lomu, the second Utah offensive lineman going in this. I don't know if he'll finish as a tackle, as get kicked inside. I'm not sure, but I do think he will help this Detroit Lions offensive line.
I got Lions going offensive line as well. This is a name I am going to butcher, so I'm sorry. Offensive guard, Olavuega Ione out of Penn State. How bad was that?
Yeah, it's just, you can say Vega.
All right.
Ioane.
Vega Ione out of Penn State. I think this guy's going to be a hit. I think this guy could be at the Lions organization there for, I don't know, 10, 12 years. Yeah, they need some offensive line help. I think that's where they go.
All right. At 18, I have our second safety going off the board to Minnesota. Dylan Tieneman. I think I'm saying that right. Safety out of Oregon. Big transfer from Purdue, I believe,
Purdue.
last year. Great get for Oregon, playmaker on the backside. This is a good one for Minnesota. Minnesota is known for their white safeties, so a nice little pickup for them.
I got him going on the defensive well. I got him going defensive tackle. Caden McDonald out of Ohio State. How many Ohio State players is that in the first 18 that I got going? 1, 2.
That should be
That's 6.
5.
3, 4.
No.
I got
Should be
5.
5.
Yeah, 5
Yeah.
Ohio State players going in the first 18. Uh, yeah, Caden McDonald, defensive tackle, going to the Vikings.
At 19, my Carolina Panthers go get a playmaker. This right here is Kenyon Sadiq, tight end out of Oregon, making his way all the way to the Panthers. Absolute freak. I will be buying the jersey. I will be wearing the jersey. I can't wait. He's fallen.
I've got the same pick, tight end Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon. I don't know if you've talked me into it last week or if it was just like you were saying, the tight end needy teams from like 11 to
It's like
17. It's
if
not.
he makes it past, like, I don't see Baltimore as much, but really, if he makes it past Baltimore and Tampa,
I thought about
it's
there's
happening.
potential. I thought maybe he goes to the Vikings at 18 right before him. But I think their defensive needs are too pressing. I think he falls to 19. And like you said, Panthers are kind of set up for take the best player available. And at 19, if Kenyon Sadiq falls there, I think they do it.
Yep. All right. This is at 20. This is the second pick for the Dallas Cowboys. I've got them taking another great defensive player here to help. This is the pass rusher that they're taking here. I've got him taking Akeem Mesidor, absolute beast of an edge out of Miami. A little on the older side, but still, he's a guy that's going to get after the passer every single week.
Same. Edge, Akeem Mesidor out of Miami. We have some random just picks in the middle of this draft that are the exact same. We got Cowboys
Mm-hmm.
both taking 2 good defensive players. I mean, listen, if the Cowboys end up with Akeem Mesidor and we both have them taking Mansour Delane, like,
Yeah,
like
that'd be very
that's
good.
a great first round for the Cowboys. I think they'd be very
Mm-hmm.
happy with that. So yeah, Cowboys at 20, they're going edge.
Here at 21, I toyed with the idea of Ty Simpson here. I really did. Um, I really, I'll be honest, I hadn't really thought Ty Simpson was going to go to the Steelers until I saw a report maybe 2 or 3 days ago talking about how the Steelers were looking at Carson Beck and Mike McCarthy wants a quarterback with big hands and long arms. And to me, that screamed smokescreen to the point where they don't want teams thinking that they're going to take a quarterback first round or trying to target Ty Simpson because it just felt like way too uh, theatrical to like I don't know. But anyway, I didn't go quarterback here, but I considered it. I have them taking Caden Proctor, tackle out of Alabama. This is a big mountain of a human. Uh, Whoever their quarterback ends up being, hopefully he will help to keep that quarterback upright.
I can't see the Steelers doing quarterback, and there's 2 reasons. I think there is a little bit of a Kenny Pickett like feeling still from a couple years ago, how that didn't work out. And then also, like, if you take a quarterback first round, like you're just signaling to Aaron Rodgers, like what I think that's a terrible signal for him, if they want him to come back. So I don't see them doing quarterback. I got him going offensive tackle to keep Aaron Rodgers right up healthy, and that's whew, Max Ionacre out of Arizona State, offensive tackle.
All right. Taco is going to have so much fun with this. I'm not saying I'm necessarily going to pronounce it better, but man, he is going to be loving this. All right, at 22, I have yet another offensive lineman going. The Chargers, they need some interior help. I looked other ways. I didn't like how the edge board looked here. This may be a reach, a touch of a reach, but I've got them going Chase Besantis, offensive guard out of Texas A&M. Probably one of the best true guards still available on the board here. Most of the other guys that on the offensive line were tackles. They don't need tackles. They definitely specifically need interior guys. And I didn't see any great trade down opportunities, anybody that would necessarily be moving up in this position. So I've got the Chargers staying put and taking a guard.
I got him going with that second tackle out of Utah, Caleb Lemieux. I got him falling.
He could kick inside. Yeah,
I
if he's available, that would have probably been
yeah, I
and
think
kick
he's
him
already
inside for
off your
where.
board, correct?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so I think Chargers, I really like their team. I like their coaches.
yeah.
They had some problems with that line last year. I don't see anywhere else the
Mm.
Chargers go. I think they go guard or tackle. Caleb Lemieux out of Utah, the second Utah guy there, to the Chargers.
All right. At 23, this is the Eagles pick that I have traded to the Jets now. And I have the Jets. I'm agreeing with you. I have them going Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver out of Indiana.
So we both have him going there. We have him going there at different spots. Interesting.
in different spots, but we both have the Jets taking him.
So for our mock draft challenge, that'll be different point values, obviously, based on where he lands. But I got the Eagles going edge. Seldrick Falk out of Auburn. No real reason, rhyme or reason there, but I think they need some defensive help there. I got him going edge.
All right, this here at 24, this is the Browns' second pick. They, in my opinion, this is a, how would you call it? This is a player that is maybe people have differing opinions, especially on the injury front, because they're unsure of how the knee is. But Jermod McCoy, corner out of Tennessee, the talent is there. I think Cleveland will take the risk on the talent and hope he pans out. I think when healthy, he's a very good player. So I've got Jermod McCoy, corner, going to the Browns here.
So this is where I have the Browns addressing their wide receiver need. I have Jordan Tyson falling way down in this draft. He's been talked about too much the past week, and people are not bringing up his injury concerns. I'm falling way down the board. Browns grabbing Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State with the 24th pick in the draft.
All right, here at 25, Chicago Bears staying put, taking a guy just down the road. Taco already talked about him. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, safety out of Toledo. I think gives him a playmaker on the back end. Look, this is we don't have many group of five or non-power five guys going, so this may be actually the only one technically. This would be an exciting moment in the first round for sure.
Listen, if that player is there for the Bears at 25, I really do think they select him. Safety Emmanuel McNeil-Warren out of Toledo. I think it makes a lot of sense for what the Bears need. Their offense, kind of okay. I know their center retired. But, I think if that player lands there close to the Bears, they take him.
When did the Bears pick in the second round? I do think center would be interesting.
There's that center out of
they pick at 57.
There's that center out of Florida, but he's just like not
and
highly
60.
graded.
Really like Connor Liu out of Auburn. I do think that he could be there. They also have 2 second rounders.
Well, I
so
was
if
looking.
They
I
wanted
was
to,
like,
they could trade up.
I was like,
They'll have options.
I was
They'll
like,
have
the Bears
options for
need a
sure.
center, and I was looking at the centers, and they're graded too low to be trying to take one at the 25th pick. I think they could address that in the second round.
In the second.
That's what I was thinking.
Especially if they get concerned there, because you could pair both of your seconds to move up a little bit in the second or something. You could do something there and work your way up. But anyway, 26, Buffalo. I have the Bills going defense here. I toyed with wide receiver. I'm just not that high on these wide receivers, I guess. But I've got them taking TJ Parker out of Clemson. This is, a pass rusher. This is a guy that's going to be hopefully in the backfield for them, making some plays, and honestly, hopefully a defensive player that can stay healthy for a full season.
All right, I got a trade. Bills with the 26th pick. They're down here a lot in this like 26th and on, and they tend to trade out of it a lot. They really do. I have the Cardinals trading back up into the first round to grab quarterback Ty Simpson with the 26th pick. They have Jacoby Brissett and they have Gardner Minshew. I don't think Ty Simpson necessarily will play this year, but Jacoby Brissett's a journeyman. Gardner Minshew's been in the league for a while. I think the Cardinals grab him, let him learn between those guys. Maybe towards the end of the season he gets a starter too, but I think that's where Ty Simpson lands. Cardinals at 26.
All right, at 27, I keep the Clemson thing going here with offensive tackle Blake Miller out of Clemson going to San Fran here. Look, I know they just signed Trent Williams, but they still need some help on the offensive line. I think Blake Miller fills a need there, so got them going offensive tackle.
I'm got him going offensive guard. You had this guy going a lot earlier in your draft than I did. I think this is right kind of where he slots, and that's Chase Besantis, offensive guard out of Texas A&M. 49er.
Yeah, that's actually both of it. He's not necessarily a guaranteed first rounder, so both of us having him there is actually interesting. At 28, I have Texans going offensive line, as they should be doing until they can get it sorted. We're going to give this one more go. I have them taking Max Ihenachor. Hold on. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Ihe Anachor. Ihe Anachor.
I
That's what I'm going with.
Ian. I almost think like the H is silent. Ian
Ian
Acker. Ian Acker. I don't.
Nature. I don't know. We'll do better. If he goes first round and he goes to the Texans, I will make sure that I know how to say his name as a thank you for getting me 10 points on the screenplay mock draft game. Offensive tackle out of Arizona State hopefully helps fill a need that the Texans have. In fact, I want to say they took an offensive tackle out of Arizona State last year in the draft. While you're going, I will look that up.
All right, Texans. I got him going offensive tackle. I do think this player is a bit of a reach. But with how many offensive linemen are going off in the first round, I think they have to go here. Jennings Dunker out of Iowa. Man with a great hairdo. They need someone to protect CJ Stroud. And like Taco said, there's something with that Iowa offensive line stuff. So I think they go Jennings Dunker out of Iowa.
Yeah, they took Ariante Ursary last year. I want to say he was I want to say he was Arizona State. No, he's Minnesota. It's all the same.
Very close.
Come on. All right. Anyway, at 29, I have the Arizona Cardinals. This was part of that Chiefs Cardinals trade. I have the Arizona Cardinals taking Ty Simpson here. This is your quarterback. This is your fifth-year option on your quarterback, making sure to take him in the first round still. So this is where the Cardinals go, quarterback.
All right, I actually have the Chiefs still holding this pick, and the reason is I think they throw something 2027 at the Cardinals.
Mhm.
With that I think they go ninth. That pick we had earlier in the draft where they trade up to 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think they give them the ninth pick and then potentially like a 2027 first, where the
Yeah.
Cardinals are like, hey, they're probably not going to finish in the Final Four this year. We might have a better pick next year with the Chiefs. So I got the Chiefs still holding a second round draft pick after that trade, and I think they go cornerback. You had this guy going early. He's had some injury troubles. Jermod McCoy out of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I think at that spot, if he falls to them, they are definitely willing to take the risk on him. This was a guy who was potential top 10 talent at one point, but injuries have hit him. So if he's there at 29, I got the Chiefs going cornerback, Jerrod McCoy.
All right. At 30, Dolphins second pick. I have them also going corner out of Tennessee. Colton Hood. Look, Dolphins basically just need everything. I think this is a good player. I think this is a first round pick. So I've got them going corner, Colton Hood.
Dolphins, I have them addressing some wide receiver concerns here. I got Casey Concepcion out of Texas A&M, staying in the first round, going a little late. I think this is right where he'll fall. Dolphins 30th wide receiver, I think would be a good landing spot for him.
Yeah, so I've only had 4 wide receivers go at this point.
Did you use Casey Concepcion yet?
I have not used Boston or Casey Concepcion.
That's crazy. So our big difference is I have Boston going mad.
You have Boston as 10. Well, we'll see. I have New England here not taking a wide receiver, though.
Mm-hmm.
I have them trading out of the first round. I have the Raiders moving up, jumping a few teams, and taking Casey Concepcion to fill the need at wide receiver, get them a playmaker, get them kind of a faster slot guy. I feel like the Raiders do have some nice outside, bigger body guys, especially if you count Brock Bowers into that kind of bigger body mold receiver. They don't have more of the weapon slot, move them around guy. I think that would fill a nice little need for them there. Wide receiver out of A&M.
I think the Patriots really need an edge rusher. I don't see him trading out. I see him sticking. I see him taking an edge out of the SEC. I got Zion Young out of Missouri going to the Patriots. I think that'll be just a very nice pick for the Patriots there at 31.
And then lastly, the Seattle Seahawks, their secondary has been kind of decimated this offseason. I've got them sticking and taking Avion Terrell, corner out of Clemson. This is AJ Terrell's younger brother, I believe. This also finishes my run of 3 Clemson players and like 6 picks just so they can boast about how they had 3 first rounders go in this draft.
I have cornerback Avion Terrell here. I crossed it out because on my board, I still have Dylan Thieneman sitting here. And if he
Mm.
falls to 32,
Yeah.
snatch that up. Um, I think it would be tough for him to fall that far, but the way my board works, like you said, white safety out of Oregon, can move him around a bit. I got Dylan Thieneman going to the Seahawks, and John Schneider always finds a way to do something. And well, you got McDonald there. He likes these quick guys that can move around. So I think that'd be a great pick there for the Seahawks. All right, interesting mock draft. We have a lot of same picks in random spots, and then we also have a few that were just
We're
all
like
over the place.
way off on a few.
We're
Yeah.
like, so Denzel Boston, we're way off on. Caleb Downs, we're way off on. But then like Cowboys, we both have the same exact pick in 12 and
Hmm.
what is that, 20? Kenyon Sadiq, we've got the same. Jordan Tyson, we're both all over the board on. We got Ty Simpson going to two different teams. Yeah, it's gonna
No,
be
you got Ty Simpson going to the.
to the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's where I got
Oh,
him
you
going.
got
But we just we
different
have him in
spots.
different spots
Okay, interesting.
because you had him trading up to 26, and I am at 29 as part of the KC trade.
Interesting. It's going to be fun to watch. NFL draft starts this Thursday from Pittsburgh, April 23rd through April 25th. Uh, get in there. Get on the screenplaypodcast.com NFL draft challenge, no entry fee, $250 to the winner. Play along, see where your mock draft stacks up. It'll be updating live as the draft happens. So you're going to get 10 points for a hit, 5 points if you're off by one spot, 0 points, anything else. The team doesn't necessarily matter where they go, it is the spot. So again, $0 entry fee, $250 to the winner. Perfect draft. Andrew will fly you out to any PGA Tour event you want, plus tickets. Get on there, fill out your bracket. It's going to be a fun time. Please get on YouTube, like and subscribe at screenplay_podcast. We are on socials at screenplay_podcast, and you can check out our website, thescreenplaypodcast.com. Good luck to Andrew this week. He's playing with Ben Griffin, defending his title at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans. Draft week, I'm pumped about it. I love TV selection shows. This is just another one that gets my juices flowing. Any last words for the audience?
No, good luck to everyone. Hope your teams get better this week, especially the Panthers.
We'll see you guys next week with best drafts, worst drafts, overall thoughts from the draft, and hopefully another PGA Tour title for Andrew and Ben. We will see you guys next week. Appreciate it.